What's up? Happy Tuesday, or actually, when you see this, it's going to be Wednesday. Happy Wednesday morning. So I decided to start doing quick little intros to the cut test videos, just to kind of talk about the knife before we start cutting. And this morning, I'm stuck in traffic, so I decided I'm just going to do this intro part while I'm driving into the shop, and then when I get there, we'll do the cut test. If anyone's wondering, I always do my cut tests before I start working, before I'm on the clock. I know I think someone commented like, "Oh, that's nice of your boss to let you do your videos and stuff at work." But I get there early. I get there like 45 minutes early, and do all this before I start working. So, anyways, we're doing a cut test with the Cold Steel AD15. This is an Andrew Demko design using his patented Scorpion lock here. And I owned this knife once before in the light version, and ended up trading it away because I really wanted this version anyways. Really liked it, and this was on sale recently for I think like 20 bucks off, and I decided to pick it up. I'll put a link to it down below. They were for sale on Amazon. It was this for $150, and then they had the AD10 as well for 100 bucks. I'll put a link to it down below. So yeah, this is an S35VN. Very tough locking mechanism. I'm probably gonna get a little bit more hardcore with the testing than I usually do. Maybe cut some wood or something like that. This is great, man. It's got, you know, the Demko choke up spot where it doesn't really get in the way. I love how he does it, because you have this point here that kind of locks you in, but you can go right above that and choke up really nicely too. Just really easy one-handed use, man, you know? Really secure lock. Kind of more of a slow roller. I can flick it out with a little bit of wrist, or you can actually just pull this back and do that if you want. So yeah, it's not super thin behind the edge, not super slicey. You know, pretty thick blade stock. I don't think this is going to pass through the double thickness cardboard super easily, but we'll see. It might. Factory edge, super sharp. So let's get into it. And here we go. Cold Steel AD15 G10 scale, aluminum lock bar, S35VN blade steel. Let's freaking do it. Man, it'd be so cool to have a Demko custom AD15. They look so rad. You know, it's the same knife, just custom made by Demko himself. And the lock bar is actually titanium, you know, and the scale is often, you know, micarta or something like that. So this is the factory edge. It's a really nice factory edge, by the way, as you can see. Slicey as hell. Well, I won't say slicey as hell. I'll say sharp as hell. This is not going to be a great slicer, this knife. It's thick blade stock, not super thin behind the edge either. It's more of a kind of a real just tough knife. But let's see how well it slices. Let's start on the regular cardboard, single thickness, going with the grain. Not too bad at all. Not really even much of a noticeable drag. Let's go against the grain. Notice it a little bit, but really not a problem at all. Not much effort needed. I mean, most knives will cut cardboard, single thickness cardboard, easily, unless they're dull. All right, let's move on to the thick ass cardboard. Triple layered. This is tough for a lot of knives, and I have a feeling it's going to be, yep, it's tough for this one as well. This is going with the grain, and yeah, I'm having to put a lot of pressure into the cut to get it to go through. You know, just it's thick blade stock, and you know, not thin behind the edge either, so yeah, it's not going to slice very well. Now going against the grain, even harder to push through. But, you know, it's cutting. It's not like it's bunching up or anything. You know, it's not the sharpness. It's just the thick geometry of this blade. Not meant for slicing through stuff like this. But you can, which is cool, you know. Definitely can. Just requires a little bit more strength to push through. Let's do some utility cutting. This is not the best blade shape for utility cutting. It's a nice drop point. Actually, I really love the blade shape here. It's just such a good looking drop point. But yeah, it's not going to be the best for utility cuts. You can kind of see right there how high you're going to have to raise up to get to your tip. But as you'll see here in a second, it's surprisingly well. Really not a problem. Just having to raise up a bit to do this, but once you raise up to the tip, I mean, yeah. I wouldn't pick up this knife to do a bunch of utility cutting if I needed to, but, you know, if it's the only knife I have, it'll absolutely do the job. A little bit of curvy cut in there. Not bad at all either. Kind of surprised. Let's check our edge out. Very nice. Clean cuts. Very, very good. And what do we got next? The glove. Let's make some sushi. Roll her on up. And here we go. Wow. Almost no sawing needed. Almost just push straight down. It was crazy. Really, really, really cut very well. I mean, look at that. That's pretty gnarly. If you watch these cut test videos regularly, you know most knives we have to kind of at least pull the edge all the way through once. But this is almost just pushing straight down. You can cut through it. Pretty crazy. Nice clean cut. Surprising. Very, very surprising. Yeah, nice. I think that has more to do with the sharpness of the edge rather than the geometry. I mean, you know, thinner knives are going to go through the leather, I guess, a little easier, but I mean, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, yeah, a little easier, but maybe not even noticeably easier because, I mean, this is thick. This is a thick blade, and it just really easily went through that stuff, so I don't know. Our edge, doing pretty well. Not as sharp, not as clean of a cut, but still easily slicing paper. There's one little section I'm kind of snagging on, but still cutting paper. Luck up, totally solid. Let's get to the strap, baby. 2-inch heavy duty strap here. I wasn't sure if it was going to go through, honestly. You know, it being thick. I feel like the sharpness is probably, you know, on par for getting through this, but I didn't know about the geometry. And, yeah, I didn't have to worry. Went right through it really, really easily, actually. You know, there's a pretty good amount of edge there to run across the strap. So, yeah, really, really, really easy strap cutter. Not even a crazy amount of strength needed to get through it either. The ergos, as you're gripping this knife really hard, pushing through materials, not too bad. I think there's a little bit of a hot spot kind of down near my pinky somewhere. I think it's the edge, kind of at the liner. But the clip doesn't feel like an issue as far as hot spots go. And no real major hot spots. Just noticed a little bit of one down near my pinky somewhere. We're cutting the rope really easy too. I'm thinking about moving to this rope just because I have more of this stuff. This is almost more hard and plasticky. than the last stuff I've been using, so I don't know. It might kind of scratch up the blades, but you can see our knife here really easily cutting it. So I might just go and try to find the same exact rope I've been using. That way we keep it consistent. I just don't know where to find it. I'll have to look around and see if I can get some. And look at our edge, man, after the strap and the ropes. You know, it's not cutting as cleanly as before, but check it out, dude. We're cutting paper, baby. Especially if you kind of go a little bit faster. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. So, yeah. I'm happy. This is still a working edge, you know. It might not be slicing paper really, really well, but this is absolutely still a working edge. I would not stop my my job to go strop it up at this point. Let's cut some wood. Let's do some whittling. You know, this is a hard use knife. Let's do a little bit of something that we don't normally do. Let's carve. Let's carve. Just want to kind of see how it bit into the wood, and man, really well. I don't do a whole lot of this type of stuff. Maybe I should start doing this on regular videos, on the cut tests. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see this from every test. Do a little bit of whittling. I'm not really sure if it's a very beneficial test to, you know, see how the edge is biting into the wood. It seems like it might be helpful. But let me know in the comments if you think that would be a good idea. It's kind of fun. So I have no problem doing it. But this edge seems to really bite into the wood well, as you can see. I'm trying to get some nice small little shavings. Seems to do pretty well. There you can kind of see my curly cues. My curly cues. Yeah, feels good, man. Feels good in the hand. This handle kind of really makes you feel locked in, since we kind of have those 2 points, kind of one up in front of your hand and one back behind your hand. It makes you just feel locked into the handle. Baby, after cutting wood even, still cutting paper well. So, damn, let's do a little bit of chopping, why not? By the way, this is the exact thing I was doing when I rolled my edge on my Benchmade Mini Adamas in crewwear. And that was the last straw with me and Benchmade. That was when I got rid of all my Benchmades and vowed to never buy a Benchmade again, because I mean, I know that can happen sometimes, you know, maybe that blade was just faulty, but crewwear should not do that, especially with this light tapping or light chopping that I was doing. So I'm doing a little bit of a spine whack because just, you know, it's a new lock, kind of locking mechanism. I just wanted to see how sturdy it was, kind of knocking it around, and it was completely solid. And let's try the paper again after the chops. Check it out, baby. Pretty impressive, man. This S35VN seems to be pretty decent. You know, I haven't seen hardness test on Cold Steel's S35VN. But, you know, judging from my little bit of testing here, I don't see any red flags, that's for sure. So, overall, really happy. This seems like a knife that can do a lot of hard use type cutting really well, but also do a little bit of good cutting, good slicing as well. Let's strap it up, see how well this S35VN responds to a little bit of strop action. One thing I didn't notice before I even started cutting was that thumb stud is a little bit in the cutting path. But I didn't really notice that cutting through cardboard. It really didn't seem to be an issue. In fact, I didn't even think of it until after I was done cutting the cardboard. So yeah, I don't really think it's a big deal. I really love this lock too. This scorpion lock is so just fun. It's I love having new locking mechanisms. It kind of just breathes some fresh air into my collecting world. It's just exciting to have something new. Kind of figure out how to use it. How to operate it in the best way. A little bit of a learning experience. I love that. So after the stropping, you can tell, really nice. Even going slow, very nice, clean, straight cut. So I would say this stropped up very nicely. And man, you gotta give a ton of credit to the Demcos for inventing this locking mechanism. And this isn't the only one they've invented. They've invented 3 badass, super heavy-duty locking mechanisms. The Triad lock, the Scorpion lock, and the Shark lock. That's just crazy, man. I mean, if you gave me a year to come up with an awesome, easy-to-use, very secure locking mechanism that no one's done before, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Now, this clip on my Carhartt, it does not slip in without a little bit of help, which is kind of annoying. I have to kind of pull up the clip to get it to slide in my over my seam there. So if you're wearing like regular jeans, it should be fine. But if you're wearing like thick work pants like I am, it's a little bit annoying with the clip. I'm gonna look into aftermarket clips, possibly a deep carry one. I don't really know what's out there. I haven't looked yet. But that's really one of my only complaints with the knife so far, is the clip. What other complaints? I guess another little complaint is also having to do with the clip. This texture on the G10 is very coarse. So, and there's no flat spot under the clip, so I think it could be a pocket shredder. But I have actually ordered some textured aluminum scales for this knife, so that will eliminate the problem. Overall, really, really like this thing. Really, really awesome locking mechanism, fun to use, very sturdy. And like I said, capable of really heavy-duty stuff, but also some, a little bit of utility cutting, a little bit of slicing too. So, very happy with the purchase. Full review coming soon. Please like the video before you head out, guys. I love ya. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.